Hey, Heartland fans, grab a seat because today we're diving into a topic that's been weighing heavily on the hearts of fans across the world. For over a year now, one question has echoed louder than the rest. What really happened to Ty Borden? And why did he disappear from our screens so suddenly? We all know that when a beloved main character leaves a long-running show, it's more than just a plot twist, it's personal. It feels like losing a friend we've grown up with, someone we've cheered for through every triumph and cried for through every heartbreak. And let's be honest, after 14 seasons of watching Ty grow, fight, love, and build a family with Amy, his sudden absence left a painful void that no storyline has been able to fill. Why does it hurt so much? Because we've invested years of emotion into this character. We watched him evolve from a troubled teen into a loving father and husband. And now, fans are left wondering, was it all worth it? Will we ever get the closure we deserve? Stick around because today we're uncovering the truth, exploring fan theories, and discussing what Ty's disappearance really means for the future of Heartland. But when a character suddenly leaves the show due to an unexpected incident, it can feel like a betrayal. That's exactly what many felt when Ty left Heartland. Ty, played by Wardle, was a central figure in Heartland, having been part of the show since its very first episode in 2007. Ty Borden's journey was never an easy one, and that's what made his transformation so powerful, so unforgettable. He came from a world filled with pain, chaos, and heartbreak. His father was never around, leaving a void of guidance and protection. At home, his mother had remarried a man who brought nothing but fear and violence into their lives. This abusive stepfather was a constant threat, not just to Ty, but to his mother as well. And in a moment of courage far beyond his years, Ty did what many couldn't. He stood up to that man, risking everything to protect the woman who gave him life. But what stung the most wasn't the violence. It was the heartbreak that followed. His own mother, broken and afraid, didn't defend him. Instead of feeling safe or supported, Ty was left alone, pushed out of his own home by the very people who should have protected him. This painful chapter could have defined him forever, but fate had other plans. That path of loneliness and survival eventually led Ty to the Heartland Ranch, a place that would become the foundation of his healing. It was there he met Jack Bartlett, the wise and quietly strong patriarch who had recently lost his own daughter. Jack, too, was nursing a broken heart. And yet, instead of closing off the world, he opened his home and his heart to a troubled teenage boy who desperately needed a second chance. Jack didn't just offer Ty a job as a stable hand. He offered him something far more valuable, belonging. A place where he wasn't judged by his past, but accepted for who he could become. The entire Heartland family embraced Ty, and over time, they didn't just become his friends or mentors, they became his true family. For the first time, Ty wasn't running from something, he was building something. And then came Amy Fleming. Their connection was immediate, even if unspoken at first. They met as teenagers, both navigating their own emotional storms, but somehow finding calm in each other. There was something undeniably pure about their bond, two people who had been through so much pain, finding love and light in one another. Their love story wasn't rushed. It unfolded naturally over time, filled with quiet moments, misunderstandings, growth, and genuine care. Through the seasons, we watched them evolve not just as a couple, but as individuals. Ty found purpose in his work with animals, inspired by Amy's passion and strength. Amy, in turn, found unwavering support in Ty, someone who believed in her even when she doubted herself. Their love wasn't perfect, but it was real, built on mutual respect, patience, and a shared dream of a better life. When they finally became a couple, it felt like the whole Heartland world sighed in relief. It was more than a romance. It was the culmination of years of shared struggles and triumphs. Their bond became the emotional anchor of the entire series. And for fans, watching Ty and Amy grow together through every obstacle, every joy, every heartbreak felt like watching a reflection of life itself. That's why his absence now is so deeply felt. Because Ty Borden wasn't just a character. He was a symbol of hope, redemption, and the idea that even the most broken past can lead to a beautiful future. Ty and Amy weren't just a couple on a TV screen, they were the heart and soul of Heartland. They were a team in every sense of the word, supportive through the storms, respectful in the quiet moments, and fiercely loyal to one another no matter the circumstances. Their love felt like something out of a dream, gentle, deep, and full of unspoken understanding. But unlike most TV romances, theirs wasn't built on unrealistic drama or over-the-top gestures. It was grounded in something far more meaningful: mutual growth, sacrifice, and the day-to-day moments that slowly knit two people's lives together. It was a love that fans could truly believe in. Over the years, we watched them grow not just as individuals but as partners. They cheered each other on through career changes, healed from personal traumas side by side, and turned life's biggest challenges into stepping stones that brought them closer. And when they finally got married, it felt like everything had come full circle. The farm, the horses, the laughter, it all formed the perfect backdrop for their new life together. Then came Lindy, a beautiful, bright-eyed symbol of everything Ty and Amy had worked for. Their little girl was more than just a character. She was the light that completed their family. Seeing the three of them together, Amy's nurturing spirit, Ty's protective warmth, and Lindy's innocence, was pure magic. Every scene with them felt like a warm embrace, a glimpse into a peaceful life that had been so hard-earned. For fans, it felt like the dream had finally been realized. They had it all: a family, a future, a forever. But then everything changed. When news broke that Wardle, the actor behind Ty Borden, had made the difficult decision to leave the show, fans were left stunned and heartbroken. After nearly 14 seasons of watching him grow from a rebellious teen to a devoted husband and father, his sudden departure felt like losing a piece of the show's soul. While his choice was entirely understandable after all, Graham had been part of Heartland since the very beginning, and he had grown up both as a character and as a man on that, said it still hit hard. Graham later opened up about his decision, explaining that it came from a deep desire to explore other parts of himself, to seek out new creative paths within the entertainment world, and to grow beyond the character he had portrayed for over a decade. He felt it was time to move forward, to challenge himself in ways that Heartland couldn't anymore. His words were heartfelt, sincere, and filled with gratitude. But for fans, especially those who had invested so much emotion into Ty's story, the announcement still felt like a rug pulled out from under them. The timing was especially painful. Just when Ty and Amy had finally built a peaceful life together, just when we were seeing their family grow and flourish, he was gone. No warning, no build-up, just a heartbreaking goodbye that left millions of viewers in disbelief. The happily ever after we had all hoped for was suddenly out of reach. It wasn't just a storyline change, it was an emotional earthquake. And even though we respect Graham's personal journey and wish him nothing but success, we can't help but feel the void he left behind. Because Ty wasn't just part of Amy's story, he was a central part of the Heartland story. And losing him meant rewriting the show's emotional DNA. That said, it's hard to imagine a time when his departure wouldn't have felt sudden. For many of us, Heartland without Ty seemed unthinkable. To his credit, Wardle informed the showrunners and cast of his decision 2 years in advance. So, while it was a shock to fans, it wasn't a surprise to his colleagues. As expected, the announcement of Ty Borden's departure sent shockwaves through the Heartland fan base. For millions of devoted viewers who had followed the show for over a decade, it felt like a punch to the gut. Social media was flooded with emotional reactions, confusion, sadness, even anger. Many fans expressed that Heartland simply wouldn't be the same without Ty. To them, the show had always been built around the quiet strength and emotional depth that his character brought. And when he left, something vital, something irreplaceable was taken with him. Some longtime viewers made the heartbreaking decision to stop watching the show altogether. For them, continuing without Ty felt impossible, almost like trying to enjoy a melody after its most important note had been taken away. They didn't want to see Amy grieve or Lindy grow up without her father. They wanted the story they had emotionally invested in to stay whole, to end with joy, not sorrow. But despite the passionate backlash, Wardle stood by his decision. He didn't make it lightly. In interviews and statements, he acknowledged the pain his departure caused, but explained that it was something he had to do for his personal growth. After nearly 14 years of portraying Ty Borden, he felt he had given everything he could to the character. His journey with Ty had reached a natural conclusion in his eyes, and he was ready to explore new paths creatively and spiritually. Since leaving the show, Graham has shifted his focus to a different kind of storytelling. He launched his own podcast, Time Has Come, where he invites guests to engage in deep, meaningful conversations about life, purpose, and personal transformation. The podcast has gained a loyal following and even featured guests like Jessica Amley, known to Heartland fans as the spirited and unforgettable Mallory Wells. Through these interviews, Graham has found a new way to connect with people, one that aligns with his desire for introspection and authenticity. He's also remained active on social media, particularly Instagram, where he shares snippets of his personal journey. From philosophical reflections to behind-the-scenes moments from his podcast, it's clear that Graham is exploring his truth one step at a time. But not all of his posts have been warmly received. Some of his personal views, including his outspoken stance on vaccine skepticism, have sparked debate and controversy among fans and followers alike. This has led to mixed reactions online, with some fans defending his right to free speech, while others feel disillusioned by his views. Despite the polarizing opinions, one fact remains clear: Wardle has firmly closed the Heartland chapter of his life. He's not looking back, and he's shown no signs of returning to the series, even in cameo form. And while fans continue to plead for Ty's return, he has made peace with his decision and expects the audience to do the same. Of course, speculation still lingers. Some fans wonder if there was more to his departure than just a desire for change. Was there tension behind the scenes? Creative disagreements? A shift in vision for the show? These rumors continue to swirl through fan forums, but the most consistent and grounded explanation remains this: Graham was simply ready to evolve. He had grown up with Ty, and now it was time to grow beyond him. Even more than a year later, many fans still struggle to accept Ty's absence. Watching Heartland without his quiet presence, his calming energy, and his deep connection with Amy feels like watching a family dinner with one chair permanently empty. The grief doesn't fade, it lingers, a silent ache in the background of every scene. And yet, we can't ignore the courage it takes to walk away from something that's safe and beloved. Wardle didn't just abandon a role, he risked losing a huge part of his fan base to follow a path that felt right for his heart. For that, he deserves respect. Even if we don't agree with his choices, we can honor the honesty it took to make them. After all, isn't that the kind of integrity Ty Borden himself would have admired? Now we want to hear from you, the loyal fans who have stuck with Heartland through every twist, turn, and tear-jerking moment. What are your thoughts on Wardle's departure from the show? Did it feel like the right decision to you? Or was it a turning point that left a hole in the heart of Heartland that can never truly be filled? Was leaving the role of Ty Borden a bold and brave move for Graham's personal and professional growth, or do you think it came at the cost of the show's emotional center? After all, When someone has been a cornerstone of the series for over a decade, their absence creates more than just a plot shift, it changes the entire rhythm of the show. And the biggest question of all, can Heartland truly continue to stay relevant without Ty? Do you still feel connected to the story now that one of its most beloved characters is gone? Or does the series feel like it's missing something vital, something that can't be replaced no matter how many new faces appear or storylines are introduced? Some fans have found new reasons to keep watching Amy's journey through grief, Jack and Lisa's evolving relationship, or the younger generation stepping up to carry the torch. Others, however, feel that the emotional magic that once made Heartland so special has slowly faded without Ty's presence. Where do you stand? We'd love to hear your honest thoughts, your memories of Ty, your hopes for Amy, and your vision for the future of Heartland. Share your opinions, stories, and feelings in the comments below. Whether you're heartbroken, hopeful, or somewhere in between, this is a space for all fans to connect and reflect together. Because no matter where the show goes next, one thing is certain: the love we've all shared for this story and for Ty Borden will never fade. Thank you so much for watching, for supporting, and for being part of this incredible journey. Your passion and your voices are what keep this community alive. We'll be back soon with more deep dives, emotional tributes, and honest conversations about the world of Heartland. Until then, take care and keep the Heartland spirit alive.